I'm Jenelle Frierson, a junior at Southern Polytechnic State University. I recently transferred from the University of West Georgia as a pre-engineering major, and now I'm here studying civil engineering. I am interested in running for the parliamentarian position on the NSBE, National Society of Black Engineers, SPSBE chapter. So, let me tell you a little bit of my leadership skills. I was community service chair as Women of Diversity, which is an organization at the University of West Georgia, where we strive to create unity and friendship among college women. I was also the Gremlins at my Capital chapter of African Office Sorority Incorporated, so I have a background in working on the board. I've experienced with teamwork and having to deal with many different personalities. And that is a little bit about myself. Also, let's see. Oh, is anybody going to ask me anything? Does anybody have any questions?
Any questions?
What? Parliamentarian.
Who was the last one?
Reese. What's her last name? Yes, her last name. The last person in the position was Reese. Any other questions?
How do you feel Reese did at her job?
Well, I have a couple of dislikes and likes on the position that she did last year. So one of my dislikes was the communication among the CEB, because I've just heard that there was a lot of problems and tension, issues going on. And yeah, so that did not positively impact this organization. So I have an 8-step plan for improving communication. Step number 1, have a conversation one at a time. Step number 2, look people in the eye when you're having a conversation with them. Number 3, you are allowed to ask 2 questions only. Number 4, write things down. So if you do have a concern, you can write it down and it can come to you. So, everyone's not talking at once and then one person can hear what the other person has to say. Step number 5, read and respond to the email in its entirety. So if someone was to send you something, you should answer everything that's inside the email. Step number 6, create a response schedule. So that means that everyone will have the same amount of time to ask their questions and their concerns so that everyone's opinion is heard. Step number 7, assume the best intentions, which means that don't automatically think that someone is, coming for you. Because people aren't always coming for you, So you just have to read things, don't take things personal, and if there is an issue that does happen inside of NSBE, be sure to leave it in NSBE, fix it, and don't bring it out into the world. Step number 8, close the loop. So when communicating via email and GroupMe, confirm that you have received an email or a request. And yes, any other questions?
So about step number 3, I asked 2 questions. Can I not ask this question?
I'm sorry?
About step number 3, I asked 2 questions already. I can't ask no more questions?
No, you can't.
Okay.
Sorry.
Parliamentarian.
Yeah, so are you planning on implementing Robert's Rules of Order?
Yes, I am.
And how will you have the board know about Robert's Rules of Order?
I will explain to everybody what Robert's Rule of Order is, and then we will all collectively come together to work under Robert's Rule.
What are the positions that you?
Duties are, well, it's a lot of duties. It's like 8 duties. So I narrowed it down to encompass 3. So the first one that I said was to serve as an interpreter for governing documents. So that means if somebody doesn't understand it, they can come to me and then I can explain it to them. And another step was to enforce structure and procedure for meetings so that everyone gets to say what they have to say and no one feels like their opinion isn't heard. So, and then the third one that I said was to serve as a chapter representative for the regional parliamentarian. So any concerns that you have for me, I will pass them on to the regional parliamentarian. Yes, ma'am.
What is the NSBE mission and what does it mean to you?
The NSBE mission is to increase the number of culturally responsible Black engineers who excel academically, exceed professionally, and positively impact the community.
What does it mean to you?
Oh,
That was the second question.
to me, Huh?
That was my second question.
Oh,
We only
okay.
get 2 questions.
Yeah, you only get 2, sorry. Okay. To me, the mission means to stand together, unified at the core of what we strive to be, which is successful Black engineers. And I said that to say this, that we should not be distinguished by our color, but we should be distinguished by the difference that we make in the world as Black engineers. Any other questions?
She
So, as far as the documents are concerned, there are a lot of documents, a lot of reading. Are you trying to learn all of them in a certain amount of time, or are you trying to just be familiar with them so that if a situation should pop up, you at least know it?
Exactly. I want to be familiar with everything so that I can use what I glanced over to apply it to a situation. So, I mean, I don't think you have to know like every single thing, but if you have a general idea of how something should be, then you apply that to the situation.
Also, on top of that, there's a lot of different interpretations of all the documents, and a lot of people on the board who are, some are familiar, some are not, so they have different interpretations. Are you planning on, how are you trying to interpret the documents for yourself, as in, are you trying to be, are you going to be loose with the documents as far as what the meetings are? Are you going to be strict? Are you going to be moderate?
Well, no, I'll be strict because I believe that structure is where it starts. Like, if something has to be in order for it to work fine. So, I mean, I wouldn't be loose with it because it's something that has to be structured and in order.